We live? Okay, we're live. So this broadcast here, this quick little broadcast is going to my Twitch channel instead of recording this with the game DVR, so that way I can, instead of going through the whole process of recording this with game DVR and then uploading this to my Microsoft OneDrive and then pulling it out of my OneDrive and uploading it to YouTube, instead I can just stream it on Twitch, and then with the linked accounts of Twitch and YouTube, I can just pull it straight to YouTube from there, so it's a lot easier. But this broadcast is to show that Tremor OTG, it's still here. Like the EX Quake, you can still do an unscaled 13% on full combos, and I'm going to show how you do that. But with respect to the damage scaling, I don't understand how it works. I don't understand. Like, I've been testing various combos with certain amount of hits and a certain amounts of percent dealt during those combos, and then followed up with the OTG and see how much I get on the damage scaling, and I'm getting random numbers all over the place. I don't understand how it's calculated or how much in ballpark range you're supposed to get, but I can give a general ballpark range as to how much you're supposed to get on the OTG. But let's get into this. Let's get into it. So, alright, we're going to set the reset position to a corner, so it's much easier for OTG. And I'm going to set Sub-Zero to do the icy slide on wake up. So as you can see, he's going to do the icy slide. Okay, now I'm going to show that with a full combo, I will get the scaled OTG, and I'm going to get about 3%. See, it's only 3%. Before he could wake up, right? So before he could do anything, he was still in hard knockdown. He still couldn't do anything, and I got a full scale of 3%, which is fucking, it's peanuts. It's nothing. It's stupid. It's nothing. But watch this. Look at that. I just did an unscaled 13% on an OTG before he could do anything. All I did was I delayed the time that I put in the OTG. Instead of inputting it right after I did my combo, instead of inputting it right away, like this. Oh, I dropped the hard knockdown. See? Oh shit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to input it right away, and I'm going to get the damage scaling. That's because I input it right away. Now, if I don't input it right away, and I wait a little bit, I'm going to get an unscaled 13% added to the OTG. Oh, shit. I'm dropping it a few times. Sorry, it's a bit hard to do this a bit live, so... but you get the point. You are still able to do an unscaled 13% OTG with Tremor if you just delay the amount of time that you input it. Now I'm going to show that you can actually still do this with against Reptile, who has the fastest wake up in the game, and you can still get the unscaled 13% on his OTG. So let's load that up. And then for confusion purposes, and if NetherRealm Studios or anyone in the community sends this to NetherRealm or whatever, if they watch this, I want to show just how random and how weird the damage scaling is on the OTG, because it just doesn't make sense to me. I cannot predict how much damage I'm going to get on the OTG from doing a combo. Like, I can give a general ballpark range, but it's not absolute. It might fluctuate 1 or 2% depending on what the combo is, and so it's not definitive. It's not absolute. It can vary to many degrees in what kind of combo you do and the damage scaling. So what I'm gonna do is just quick. Give me a second here. I'm going to set the reset position to the corner, and Reptile is going to wake up with his slippery slide. So as you can see, he'll wake up. And just as a reference point, even with hard knockdown, you can still wake up with the attacks, and also with shatter. So here we go again. See, that's the full combo, and you can still wake up. Oh, I messed that up. See, I input it right away, and I get a scaled 3%. Oh, let's try that again. See, I waited a little bit, and I get an unscaled 13% damage against Reptile with the OTG. So it's still here. It's still viable. All you have to do is you have to input it a little. You have to just delay the input of the OTG, and you'll get the unscaled 13%. So unless this is intended by NetherRealm, everyone can stop crying, stop whining, blah blah blah. It's still here and it's still viable. Now with the damage scaling, it does not make sense. And so like with this argument, like with this video, I want to show that the damage scaling that they did apply, it doesn't make sense because it fluctuates all over the place. And so I would much rather keep the unscaled 13% in the game. Now, from what I've tested, any hard knockdown into immediate OTG, my bad, let's, will give, oh wow, I actually got a scaled 10%. But any OTG on its own, or hard knockdown on its own, sorry, will give the unscaled 13%. Oh. Huh. Okay. Let's try this. Okay, I got a scaled 10%. Now get this. I guess with like anywhere between how much damage did that do? I want to see how much damage that did. Okay, that's 2 hits for 15%, and I get a 10% scaled OTG. Okay, 2 hits for 15%. Now watch this. I'm gonna do a 19% combo. Okay, I'm going to wait a sec. I don't know if this test I originally got the scaled, but I'm gonna try it right here. Let me just take off his wake up attack so he doesn't bother me too much. I'm gonna do forward 2-1, up rock punch, and then the rock shatter into the OTG. And from what I originally tested, it still gives an unscaled 13%. Yet you saw me just do 2 hits, and I got a scaled 10%. What's up with that? Why did it do that? I don't get it. Like, let me just do this again. Oh. Like, that's immediate input. Oh, well, now I get the scaled 8%. Let me try that again. Okay, now I get the scaled 8%. Now, let me input this combo. This one, I got an OTG that will do 6%. And it's 6 hits for 28%. It's back 3-3, overhead rock punch, back to up punch, regular punch, and I get a scaled OTG for 6%. Now, that was 6 hits, 28%. I'm now going to do 5 hits for, I think, 31%, and I'm going to get an OTG that does even more damage. See, like, how does the scaling work? It's not very clear that if I'm able to do a combo that does less damage and get a greater scaling on this OTG, but then do a combo that does even more damage, and I get even less scaling on the OTG. To me, it does not make sense. Because then, if I also do... what was the previous combo that I did? It was 28%. It was 28% for 6 hits, and I got a 6% OTG. But now, I'm going to... What was the combo that I had listed here? Hmm. 6%. And then, I believe it was... 6 hits for 29%, it was 5%. Now, 6 hits for 29%, I get 5% on the OTG. Now, but with this combo, it's 1 less hit, 2% more damage. Oops, I gotta do the EX up rock. And I get an OTG that does 3% more. So I don't really know where the damage scaling is coming from, or how it exactly works with amount of hits to percent done and how much scaling you would do, but it just seems to be random numbers thrown out here. It's not really definitive, and I also proved that you can still do the OTG and get an unscaled 13%. And I'm gonna give one final test. I know I tested these two combos. They do the same amount of damage. I posted it in a thread on Test Your Might. Okay, so the combos that I did, it only varied in like 1 more hit. Like, they did the same amount of damage, but the only difference was that one of the combos did 1 more hit. So I did back 3-3, overhead punch, and then regular punch, and I get an OTG of 9%. Now that was 4 hits for 23%. Now I'm going to do 5 hits for 23%, but I'm going to get a damage scaling on the OTG of 7%. It was 2% less for the same amount of original damage, but it only did 1 more hit in the combo. So it was... See, it was 5 hits, 23%, but I did 2% less on the OTG. So again, I don't really know where the numbers are coming from. If there's some sort of damage scaling error, it wouldn't be a new thing. There has been damage scaling errors in certain characters' combos and everything like that in the game before. But whether that's up to NetherRealm to do or address, that's up to them. It's not really up to us. I just also, you know, there's still, you can still do unscaled damage with his EX Quake. It's still here. So Tremor's not ruined. He's not ruined. He's not, like, I don't know why people are also complaining about his regular up rock having more recovery and all that. He still has EX up rock and now has purpose. So yeah, see ya.